G'day folks, today I'm going to be showing you the game of 99, the Master Bingo game. This game came out in 1986 and is for 2 to 4 players, but you can also play in teams. Now this version of the game is actually a reprint of an earlier version of this that used pegs instead of chips. The object of this game is you're going to be trying to get 5 chips in a row on a board, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, or if the rules are hard, you're going to try to do that twice. And so let's show you this game. Okay everybody, let's get started here. We have your game board, and these have the numbers 1 through 99 all throughout over here, and then you have your playing cards, which also have the numbers 1 through 99, all the cards, and you also have a 0 card, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. Now, you also have 4 sets of chips over here, and depending on how many players you're going to have, you're going to be using that many chips. You're going to be placing these chips on the different numbers on the board on the card that you're going to play. Now what you're going to try to do is, depending on the game you're playing, for a beginner's game, you're going to try to get 5 of your chips in a row, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. You've got the pro version, which means you're going to try to get 5 in a row in 2 different places on the board. And then you have the master version, which means that you're going to try to get 5 in a row in 2 different places, but there's going to be a common number involved. So you could have 5 in a row here, have 6 be the common number, and then put the 5 there. Now whenever you're playing the master version or the pro version, this 0 is going to be a wild card, and you can play a chip anywhere on the board that you would like. So basically here's what happens. You're going to deal out 5 cards to each player, and of course all the cards are going to have a number, and what you're going to do is you're going to play a card, and you're going to be able to place a chip on any number that is either this number or higher. So if I wanted to play the number 48, for example, I could place the chip on the number 48, which is over here, or I could play it on any number higher than 48. So if I wanted to place it over here on the 77, I very well could do that, and that would end my turn. Now on my turn I have 2 choices. I can either play a card and put a chip on it, or I can draw a card from the stack and not place a chip. Now an interesting rule is, once some of these numbers start getting covered up, it's going to start to get a little bit harder to place cards. So for example, let's say you happen to have the number 96 or something like that, but the numbers 96, 97, 98, 99 were all covered up. Well, that is going to mean that it is a dead card and it cannot be played. However, you're not going to be able to get rid of the card either. So if it turns out you end up drawing 5 cards, or you have 5 cards in your hand that are all dead cards, you're going to lose the game. So anyway, let's say player 2 decides he's going to go ahead and go, and he has a 76 and a 77. He has a 1, which is really good. So let's just say he decides he's going to play the 76 and go ahead and place a chip here. Now there's 2 different strategies what you're going to be doing. You're going to be trying to get the 5 in a row yourself, but you're also going to be trying to block your opponent from doing the same. So if you see your opponent has, like, say 4 chips here, you're going to try to want to play a 5th chip over here. Just say it's player 1's turn, he plays the 25, so he can play it on a 25 or higher if he wants to, and let's just say he is going to go ahead and play his chip on the 45 over here and try to get a 5 in a row over there. But of course his opponent is going to go ahead and see what he's trying to do. So let's say his opponent plays a 1, and he goes ahead and says, nope, I'm not going to allow you to do that, so he puts on the 22. But anyway, that's basically the way the game goes. You'll be able to hold 5 cards in your hand. If you end up running out of cards, you're going to have to draw on your next turn. And again, you're not going to be able to play a card when you draw. But anyway, that's the way the game works. You're just going to swap off playing chips on the board. Whoever is able to get the 1 5 in a row first, or 2 5 in a row first, depending on the rules, is going to win. And that, folks, is the game of 99. So my final thoughts on the game of 99. Well, when I first saw this game and read the rules, I thought, man, this game plays exactly like Sequence, which is a game we have and that we really like a lot. I saw that this game is not common, and it goes for, I don't know, maybe $20 or so, so I figured I would go ahead and get it just to sell it. But then when I looked at the rules, I said, wow, this is way different than Sequence, even though the idea is the same. Now, when you first start to read the rules or start to play the game, it seems really simple. Like if you have like a card with a 50, you can play it on a 51 or any number like that. It's like, man, this is going to be really easy to get a 5 of a kind. But really it is not. And one thing we discovered is, number one, if you're making it really obvious that you're building the line, your opponent's going to very easily be able to block you most of the time. So what you have to do is you have to try to build in a way to where he can't see what you're doing. But here's another thing. The lower cards are really the best cards that you can use in this game because you can play a lot of numbers, but you also have the higher cards. So you also have to kind of balance out when you want to play those lower cards, because if you play them too soon and you use them up, it'd be harder to play cards that are of lower numbered on the board. When you look at the board, I mean, it's got like the high numbers and then they got the low numbers right next to it. So sometimes you might need to play a 91 and then say a 12 in order to make a line or something like that. So that can definitely make the game more difficult as opposed to just making it a simple 5 in a row. Definitely a challenging game. Not only do you have to try to build a line or two, but you also have to watch out what your opponent's doing. I ended up winning when my wife and I played, and she was actually one chip away from winning, and I didn't see it. So they're a very cool game. I like it. Now, if you're a fan of Sequence, I would definitely think that you would like this game. This version apparently is rare. I haven't seen any cover pictures of this anywhere, but I do know the game does exist, and the ones with the pegs probably go for around $20–30, but I'm pretty sure that there's other copies of this game out there. If you can find it, I would definitely recommend picking it up. It's a good game, it's solid, it's easy to learn, and fun to play. So guys, that's my review of the game of 99. Take care, keep on gaming.